Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I'm going to share 5 different money-saving habits that can end up really hurting you over the long run. Sometimes when we make financial decisions, we can be more so short-sighted rather than thinking about 20 or 30 or 40 years down the road. So I think if you're making these mistakes, you want to take this into consideration and hopefully change some of these habits in the future. And this is my opinion, so you can have a varying opinion on this, but this is what I have found, mistakes that I've made in the past. So if you're new here to the channel, you want to learn more about saving money and making money and building a better financial future for yourself, then make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We do our best to bring out 1 to 2 videos per week on subjects such as these. So let's get started here and let's talk about the first mistake that I believe people are making, and that is by being attracted to sales too much to the point where you're spending money that you would not have otherwise spent, and it's on something that maybe you don't even really like. So there's a reason why stores put on sales in the first place. It's to get you into the door. So this happens in so many cases, but somebody will say, you know, this one item's on sale. It's a really good deal. So they go into the store, but they're not going to just buy 1 can of food. They're going to end up buying a whole thing, a whole shopping cart of food, right? So they get you in the door and you end up spending a lot more money that you didn't really think that you were going to spend in the first place. Now, on top of this, I think a real mistake that people make is when they go into a store and maybe they have coupons, maybe there's some really good sales, and they end up seeing, you know, oh, there's some cucumbers over there for 25 cents a piece. They used to be $1 a piece. I don't even like cucumbers, but it's such a good deal that I'm gonna have to buy those cucumbers. And then they put them in their fridge. They remember they don't really like cucumbers, and then 2 weeks later, they open up the fridge. They wonder what that really bad smell is, and it's those rotten cucumbers in the back of their fridge that they just don't like. So make sure that when you're buying foods, you're buying things that you're actually going to eat and not just buying things that are on sale that look like good deals but are just going to be something that you're going to throw out in a couple weeks. That goes with buying things in bulk as well. If you go to something like Costco or Sam's Club or BJ's, you'll find that a lot of these companies, yeah, you do get a lot of bang for your buck. You might get a full big thing of food, but if you're getting like 4 gallons of milk for 1 person, you're probably going to waste some of that over the course of the next couple of weeks when it goes bad and it goes sour. So just keep that in mind in regards to food. Now, the second one that I want to share with you is related to health. Now, it still ties into food a little bit, but this is when people make poor health decisions long term because they want to save some money in the short term. So we could think about food choices, right? So when people are literally eating rice and beans, like actually eating rice and beans every day and not eating the proper nutrients that they need to survive and live a long, healthy life, and they're not getting their vitamins, and they decide, you know, I'm not going to buy those vegetables or that fruit because apples are a little bit more expensive than a loaf of bread. And you can end up cutting out some really essential nutrients or some protein that you might need to live a long, healthy life. And if you're trying to save money in the short run because you want to retire earlier, you want to retire at age 55 instead of age 65, well, you might not even make it that far if you're eating absolutely terrible food. And so this is just something that you really do want to think about when thinking about health. And make sure that you're making those decisions for your dental health. Make sure that you are, you know, using mouthwash now so that you're going to have fewer cavities in the future. There's just some basics on that a lot of people neglect because they're trying to save $4 on mouthwash, but they end up spending $400 at the dentist the next time they go because they didn't use the mouthwash. So it's just a lot of precautionary measures that you take for your health that can really benefit you in the future. So number 3 is by not factoring in the opportunity cost when making financial decisions. Now, I believe I've mentioned this at one point last year on this channel, but it's so important that we have to bring it up again, and that is by thinking about the opportunity cost of every decision that you're making. So instead of just thinking about the actual dollar amount of certain tasks and things throughout your life, think more so about the time as well, and make sure you're factoring that time in, because I've seen people who will walk 8 miles to save $7 on an Uber trip, and I just think that there's a point where it's better to pay that money and have an extra 4 hours in your day instead of having to walk 8 miles through the rain for something that you could have just spent a little bit of money on. So don't be too hesitant to spend money on some little things that, you know, maybe it is going to cost you a little bit of money, but if it's saving you a lot of time, then that's very much worth it to myself, because time, as I said earlier, is one of the greatest assets that we have in our lives. It is a finite resource. We don't get our time back. We can get money back, but we can't get our time back. So make sure you are factoring in both of those when making those decisions over your lifetime. So number 2 is trying to save money and live frugally too quickly, going from living this life where you have many things and many different expenses to absolutely nothing and trying to live frugally very quickly. I think it's something that you want to gradually maybe ramp up over time and start to cut some certain costs. But if you absolutely just cut all of your entertainment costs, you cut all of your different costs, you downsize into a smaller apartment, you get rid of your car, you do all these things to live frugally, and then all of a sudden you have nothing left and you're living in a shack, that might not be the best option long term. So just find a way to gradually lower your costs, find a way to gradually bring your total cost of living down as much as possible without sacrificing the quality of your life. And that leads me into the final one here, which is a mistake that so many people are making when going about this financial journey of trying to better themselves financially by building wealth and saving money. And the problem is when people are sacrificing certain hobbies or passions in their life so that they can save money. The truth is, you're not going to be bringing money to the grave with you, or at least I certainly am not going to be doing that. And you could be 65 years old on your way to your retirement party to kick off your retirement and get hit by a bus. Now, I don't want that to sound really, really harsh, but it's the truth. We could die any day. So it's important to make sure that you are enjoying life and not just squirreling all of this money away for something in the future that you just hope that you can reach. Because the truth is, I don't know if I'm going to make it to age 65 or 70 or 75, and I don't know what the quality of my life is going to be like at that point. So make sure that you are enjoying things in your life now, even while living frugally. I think when people are cutting entertainment costs so much to the point where, maybe they love watching baseball, they love the Yankees, and they want to go to a Yankees game, it's $35, but they just want to save some money. I think there has to be a point where you say, you know what, it's okay to spend some money on entertainment. If you want to go to the movies because the new, say, Spider-Man movie or something came out, I don't know, I don't watch movies, but let's say that a new movie came out, it really looks good, you want to watch it, but you say, oh, I don't know if I can spend $8. Just spend the money on it. Just make sure that's factored into your budget. If you're not keeping a budget, that's what's really going to hurt you in the long run. So make sure that you have a budget, keep it. I have some free budget templates down in the description below. They're Excel templates that you just plug in some numbers to see where you're standing financially, how much money you're bringing in, how much money is going out the door, and then you can also track your net worth as well to see your net worth climbing over time. Hopefully, most people's will climb over time. So if you found any value in this video, thanks for watching. Really appreciate all the support. Make sure you drop a like if you found this video helpful, and I'll see everybody in the next video.